T3C. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
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 Hi, how are you doing?
Big,
Okay.
big fan.
Get out of here. Alright, guys. So we're gonna start this. As you guys can see, Kina is the only one with the webcam. Jhinxx and Pigeon, they are hiding behind their images or monitors. But this is, we're gonna start with an introduction then. So I don't know.
Wait, I
who
could
wants...
have had a GIF?
So
I
what?
didn't know that. I could have had a GIF. Jesus.
You just got
I'm-
finessed.
I mean, Pigeon wanted a slideshow of him drunk, basically, and I was like, I don't think that's appropriate. But anyways, all right, Kina, do you wanna start? I don't know, just saying how old you are and what you exactly do, you know?
Okay, so my name's Kina. I'm 21. I like long walks on the beach. And I basically do video editing, video production. I also do like YouTube consulting. I have around like cumulatively 500 million views on YouTube. I'm the main editor for FaZe Rug. I also do a lot of videos for Pokemon. I work with FaZe Avery, a lot of the main guys in FaZe Clan, and some offhand other YouTubers like Typical Gamer. That's just the one to name a few. And that's my introduction.
How did you start though, on the becoming like what you are now?
What got me started was are you talking about like getting started as in like what wanted me to start editing?
Yeah, and as well, what made you go to Streamalites, and doing YouTube videos for big people?
Okay, so it might be a little cringe, but do you remember like seeing like montage parodies back in the day with like the MLG stuff and like all those like quick stuff?
Yeah.
Back in the day? Yeah, that's what really wanted me to start doing it because it was like really funny, and then I wanted something to be like really entertaining. So I tried that for a little bit, but like those videos, I'm glad like I don't know where they are anymore. But I'm a big League of Legends guy, or at least at the time, and I like League of Legends, I like video editing, so I started applying to a lot of League of Legends streamers to edit, and that's my first start.
Do you have a clue of how many videos you ever made for people, like in total? Do you have like I don't know,
like how many videos I made in total?
Yeah, do you have like a number or no?
It's like around 700 maybe, like videos that have been rendered and like put on YouTube. It's around like 700 to 800.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Also, I kind of wanted to see something that you made. I don't know if you have like something to show us, or that you can show.
Is that the reel you're talking about, or like a?
Yeah, if you have a reel or something, that would be nice.
Oh, I put it in our chat, the link.
Yeah. Okay. Give me just a second, because I think if I forgot about this, but if I minimize Discord, everything's gonna get fucked. So I'm trying to open it on the other browser. I don't think. Can you even open Discord on the browser?
Yeah, you can actually.
Saying open Discord, is that it? I don't know. Oh my god, I'm gonna fuck things up.
Like I think you type on Discord on your like Chrome or something.
Search up. Yeah, I did discordapp.com, and now I don't know if I do open Discord, it's gonna open the one that it's open. Well, we will see. Oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. I got it.
All right, cool.
No, it's fine. I'm just afraid if I go in on our group, it's gonna get fucked. Maybe not. Okay. Wait, where's the link? Can you send it again?
Yeah, I got you.
Let's see.
The suspense is real. Can't wait for this, Alice.
It's gonna be epic.
I
All
hope
right.
it is.
Let's see. It's working. Yeah, it is working. All right. You want to watch it together, or you guys already start watching Jhinxx and Pigeon?
I haven't seen
I'm
it.
gonna watch it together.
Okay. All right. Let's watch it together then, Jhinxx and Pigeon. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. What the fuck is this on the left side, dude? All right, pretty cool. You made this last night, right?
I made it like an hour ago.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna move on then for the next one. Thank you, Kina, for showing this. Jhinxx, what about you?
What
Tell
about
me. Tell me. I mean, okay, don't say your age. But you know, can you say, I don't know, how did you start editing? I don't know. Who you editing for? So we know, you know, what you're doing.
Okay. Currently, I edit for Emaru, Lily Pichu, and an art YouTuber called Rostraws. And my past clients have been stuff like Afromu, Phase Scissors, actually a few Phase Boys. I did some for some orgs like Unicorns of Love, G2, I done Bjergsen. I've been all around the place. But
Alright.
mainly league stuff.
And how did you start then?
So
This is kind of the
actually
same
wanted
questions
to-
that I asked Kina, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Like, it's just an introduction, you know. Just say whatever and like just tell me who you are basically and the people that are watching. That's it.
Well, I actually wanted to be a director, so I went to university and I did TV production. But then I realized I can't deal with people very well. I'm not very good at it. And throughout my time at uni, I learned how to edit, and I liked it. So then I played a lot of League of Legends on my last year of uni rather than doing work. And
Wait, did you fail uni or you actually got
no,
good at it?
I passed.
Okay.
But I had a lot of spare time, and so I watched a lot of stream highlights because I was really back into it. So I watched a lot of Second Sequence and Fedmeister on Oneida, and then I was kind of like, wait, I can do that too. And so that's how I got into stream highlight editing, and I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot to ask Kina. I don't know if Kina you said, but how long you've been editing for people, like, or in general?
Like for clients?
No, in general. When did you actually start? Do you have any clue when you actually started editing?
Maybe like 3 years ago, roughly 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, man, you're editing already for all of those people.
yeah.
Wait, how many years you said, Jhinxx?
3 years. Nearly in 8 days, it will be 3 years.
Damn. What about you, Pigeon? I know you old as fuck, bro.
I'm so old, dude. So old. I know. I was editing before I could walk. 20 years. No, I think like when I was 15, 14, I got really into it.
Yeah, Jhinxx, do you have like do you have like a little video for us to show or something, like a little reel or
Yes,
video, you know?
I made this yesterday in a few hours, but so it kind of isn't a show reel, but there you go.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. Let's check it out. Alright, you guys want to watch it together? It's only like 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Best league waifu? Equals my favorite league girl.
Oh, wow. Oh, what the?
Or do you pick against Pike, and how do you play the matchup?
I wish I could wear these while I play, but I can't.
What's the command again?
I think Lily's gonna get me.
Oh, I remember this.
Let's go to see the stars and the moon. I fly far into space as long as I am with you. The light in my bright eyes when you're near. The fluttering I feel in my chest when you are here. I can't explain this.
Yeah, I think it's almost it.
Stupid and cringe and dumb, and I hate it. And paper straws, they fucking disintegrate in water.
Diamond streamer tries not to suck so bad.
Look at this patty, it's huge.
Oh, bye-bye.
I can become the third most viewed streamer in the house.
Oh, that was sick.
Damn, that was a lot better than mine.
I mean,
No.
you did yours in 2 hours, bro, like 2 hours ago. What are you talking? Oh, damn, this is awesome. Wait, you did this as well for the stream, right, Jhinxx?
Yeah, just for the stream. It's so hard to make a show reel. It's so hard.
Well, that's pretty nice. Man, there's like so many content creators that I don't even know some, dude, that you guys have been editing for. It's insane. Well, thank you for showing the show reel. I would say now we move on to PeacePigeon. Mecha, man, how you doing today?
I'm hungover, but I'm good. I'm good. Now I have good news and I have bad news.
Okay, tell me.
The bad news is I didn't make a show reel. I didn't do that. Like... The good news is every video I make is a masterpiece, so we can just watch any video and it's all good.
It's true.
Wait, do you have a video for us to I don't know?
Yeah, wait. Do we shall I first do the introduction or do?
Yeah. Do the introduction then. All right. Tell me, who you editing for? How old are you? And what's up with you, man? You know?
Yeah. No, right now I'm editing for an up and coming streamer, Dr. Disrespect. I've been doing it for 2 years now. And before that, I worked for Riot Games in the publishing team here in Europe, where I also focused on video stuff.
You said that, you work for Riot Games for For which part of Riot Games you were talking about? It's just editing, the editing team?
No. So they have offices all over, and they have an office here in Dublin, and they are focused on the European market. So I work for the publishing team for the European market. It wasn't as niche that I was just the editor. It was more I was just in the publishing team. So sometimes I was doing events. Other times I could actually work on a video. You know, it's a lot. It's a big variety of tasks that you have to do. And then before that, I was a YouTuber under the name the PeacePigeon, where I focused on League of Legends content. And before that, I was a teacher in economics.
You were a teacher.
And before that, I was studying.
You were a teacher.
How far do we want to go?
That's insane, dude.
But yeah, that's the thing. If you're 28, like, you know, life flies by when you're making memes.
Oh my god, bro.
What else is there too? Yeah, now like I'm super like the whole switch from YouTube to Riot and from Riot to Doc, like those were all like really anxious moments in my life. But I have no regrets. Like I love working for the Doc. He's a great guy to work for. He has very strong creative vision. So I'm very happy, and I'm hoping to be able to do that for quite some time still.
You are like full time now on him, editing for?
Yeah. We have a team of 3 people. So we have one more editor by the name of Hobart Games. He's super talented. And then we have Thorsten, who is a concept artist. And the 3 of us, they're located in the Netherlands and Germany. We just work together as a team and you know, try to amplify the brand as much as we can under the creative vision of Guy being the Doc.
Okay, do you guys just take care of like everything that is related to video editing, or you guys take care as well of like the social media and stuff, or he has like other things for that?
Everything.
Oh shit,
everything.
Dude.
Like the street, the scenes, the transitions, the graphical work, everything. Yeah.
You were saying that you were a teacher. So what made you move from being a teacher to start editing?
I've always been making videos. Like even when I was in high school. You guys remember that game, Movie Maker, the game? Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Wait, the movies?
Yeah.
I used to play that too.
That was my shit, man.
Yeah.
I was in high school and I was just I had this show where I like did voiceovers for every person in my high school class. And everyone was always waiting when the next episode came out. So I had all these little adventures. And from that on out, I've never stopped making videos. And when I was a teacher, you know, some of these videos started to do really well. So then I was, you know, the choice, like, do I want to make my dream become a reality, or do I want to go the safe route and just keep teaching? But my parents were extremely supportive, and they let me do the teaching thing. And also wouldn't be possible without my friends. You know, Louis sitting next to me right now. They were very supportive through that journey, and you know, they always back me up. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Insane.
All right. Well. Oh my. Okay. Wait.
I've, like,
Is my
during
microphone
time-
loud today? Hello? No, never mind. Say what? Sorry.
I actually just put together a show reel while I was talking. That's how efficient I am. So wait.
Wait, do you have like a little video so we can see?
Yeah. Okay.
Like one of
okay,
your
yeah.
proudest moments, you know what I mean? Like where you can, you know, I did this, you know, like smiley face, like that
Okay,
moment.
wait,
you know?
let's. Yeah, like it's hard to choose. Okay, let's just do the first minute of this one. I think this is a really good example of like, you know, amplifying the persona while not taking away from it with your edits. I'm really happy how this first minute turned out.
Okay. Well, this is 9 minutes long. I guess we're not gonna watch the entire thing, but do you have like timestamps that you want us
No,
to watch?
just watch the first minute. Just the first minute.
All right. You guys wanna follow up with me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Jhinxx and- yeah. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Nobody in this world, nobody in this universe would ever dare think to contest. Because this psycho, this ponytail dripping, out of control, suicidal maniac will always get the job done.
He's such a character, dude.
Running and gunning and butt naked Vaseline from head from tippy toes. The name is Doctor. Disrespect. The 2-time 6'8", 37-inch vertical leap. Video gaming specimen.
All right. How's your loot over there?
It's so smart, bro.
All right, that's enough. That's
they
good.
peek.
Yeah, it looked like the video will keep on going, but
It's so fucking smart, dude.
thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Wait, I'm trash. Wait, what the fuck?
Like honestly, like technically, like I'm like super inferior to you, Diego. But like I think it's all about like timings and
Yeah.
you know, working with the shit that you can do, and then yeah.
It's still awesome, man. It's insane. Like, I mean, all of you guys, actually. I was about to point it out something, but then I forgot. Anyways, next subject. We're gonna talk about what most interests everyone, right? In the chat probably, which is money. We're gonna talk about that subject. We finished the introduction. Now we're gonna talk about money. How does it work, money, on this? You know, on this thing. Like, let me just change the subject here.
That was the most fake way you could have.
Wait. Let me just
How does
change.
money make money? And, you know.
Yeah, how does it work? Imagine someone asks me, oh, Tu, can you make like a stream my life for me, 10 minutes, you know, and he says like $5. What should I take it? Should I not take it? What's the minimum thing? Is it by hour? Is it, you know what I mean? How does it work? How does it work?
I mean, personally, when I first started out, usually the biggest steps I would do is, I would see how much time I'd be spending on the video. So like, if say I spend like 3 hours on a video, for example, I'd say like, if I was working minimum wage, would that be worth it? Like, would I make more or less? And you kind of just have to decide, like, is my time worth it spending these 3 hours on the video for X amount of money, or should I just decline it and just find something better? You know what I mean?
Okay, so what happens if you are like a new editor? Do you still?
If I was new, my first step would probably be try to take as much work as possible. I'm more against it, but if you really have to, then you could be doing work for free, but not very, very temporarily. Like I'm pretty against that, just because there's a lot of clients. Yeah, like you have to build up your business pretty much, because this whole video editing thing is like a whole business. So I think that getting as much work as you can to build up your portfolio as much as you can lead on to bigger and better things, like, or just bigger clients in general that you can be working with.
When you start basically editing and stuff, did you do like how did you do your build up? Did you start straight away working with people with money, managing, you know, with money and stuff, or you did some free stuff as well, or?
I did do work, but it's for a little under minimum wage. Like I think I used to do like my first like client I got consistent money from was Sneaky. I think he's on Cloud9. I don't know what he's on right now. I don't think he plays professionally, but he was like a League of Legends streamer. But for Sneaky, I did videos for him for like around like $20 to $30, and I did that very temporarily, and I just eventually moved up.
What about you, Jhinxx? How did you start? Like, did you start as well, like working for free?
No, I never did a free edit. The first edit I actually ever did, I got a client from, so I've never done anything for free. Basically, when I started, is I kind of like pinholed someone that I wanted to work for. I made them an edit. I sent it to her on Twitter. She loved it, and then she hired me, and she paid me for that video that she didn't even know she was getting. So I'm really against people working for free. I don't feel like I don't feel like someone's a client unless you're actually getting money from it. If you're getting paid to do a service, that I don't think someone's technically a client. But yeah, before I had trash money. Like for a year I was editing and I had a part-time job to be able to support myself. That was during when I was working for a editing company that didn't pay very well. But then after I broke out of it and started to realize my self-worth and that I was skilled enough to earn more money, I was approached to do work for higher paying clients, and then I saw I was getting paid more money. I was like, wow, I am worth that. And now if people ask me for edits, I give them quite a high flat rate, but that's now what I'm worth for some people. So yeah.
So when you were working on that year and you had a part-time as well, was that the same time as you were on uni?
No, so I was at uni and then I left and I had absolutely no job. Then I got a part-time as well as getting this new editing client. So I didn't really know I wanted to go into full-time editing. I just knew that I wanted to make stream highlights because they looked fun. And then I was like, I want to work with this person because they seem like someone I can do like fun things with. And then she was willing to pay me for it. And then I'm like, oh geez, like I can actually make money from this. This can be a job for me. But it wasn't enough for a whole year. I needed to work part-time along with it.
What about you, Pigeon? What's your input into this?
Wait, I'm just confused about all this. You guys are actually getting paid?
It's all a facade.
I got the occasional G Fuel care package, but that's it. Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been so incredibly fortunate. YouTube paid really fucking well. And it was tough to let that go, but it was also like the whole mental health. It's just not worth it for me. YouTube is such a stressful job. And then Riot, they paid very well. And then when the whole doc thing happened, dude, I just sent them a PowerPoint presentation. I was like, hey, listen, you're not doing YouTube. Let me take care of that shit. I've been doing it for years, and I was just very pragmatic about the whole thing. And it's just like Kina said. I think especially when you're starting out, like the one thing you have to keep in mind is opportunity cost. So could you do something better with your time than if you're getting $20 for a video, even as a starting editor, I think that's fairly disrespectful, because ultimately you would make more money just doing any other job. But yeah, it's tough, man. Still, like till this day, me as a grown mature man, if I have to go into conversations like asking for a raise or asking for more money, I feel anxious. I feel nervous. It's really difficult. But that's why like keep logs. Make sure that you know what you're doing. Like did you keep count of how many videos you made, how many views they're getting, like what how those videos resonate with your audience. So all of those things. It's just ammunition for you the next time you go into that like salary negotiation or asking for more money.
I see. How do you guys like like because when you guys started, I believe that, you know, everyone had like always a shitty PC, right? And having like a PC that is bad for editing, it's quite fucked up. Did you guys like save money from editing Streamlights to build up your own PC, or you guys were fortunate to have like a PC straight away that is powerful to do all you are doing right now? Like, how do you manage your money, you know? Like, do you put it on yourself to invest it?
Personally, for me, when I started out, I was lucky enough to have a pretty okay computer to handle the editing programs I was using. But eventually, over time, when like I had enough money, I invested it into the computer just so I can upgrade like small things like this. Well, not really small things, but just to upgrade the computer in general, like the CPU, the graphics card, just whatever would help speed up the process, so I could increase my productivity in making videos.
Okay. I have another question. When it comes to like working with clients, imagine let's say that you want him to pay you by the hours you put into the edit, right? Imagine you send the edit to him and he says, this is fucking trash. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna upload this on YouTube, you know? So it tells you to edit again. Would you like double the hours and it's gonna be double the paid, or there was a mistake from you and you take it back and you know?
A lot of times, I don't know what it's like for Kina, but like many of the YouTubers don't pay per hour, it's per video basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't like the video and you have to
you have to change it for free, otherwise like he just won't pay you for the video.
Okay, so it's you pay for the final product then. He pays for the final product. Okay.
Yes.
Well, personally, like if they said that the edit was just shit, then first I just get pissed.
I say shit, but you know, imagine that he just says it's bad. Like I don't.
Yeah. I mean, like if they told me to redo it, personally, I would just be like, I'll redo it, but like I'll charge you more for it because like you're making me put more hours into it. But like I'm not doing it hourly. I'm doing it like personally for most of my clients. I do it for a flat rate, but if they tell me to redo the video, then I'm gonna charge more because I'm putting more hours into it. So whatever I seem fair, like how many more hours it would take for me to say redo the whole video is like I think I deserve this much money for these extra hours I'm putting into it.
It makes sense.
But that's also a problem, I would say, that can get solved very easily just to look at the compensation model. Like I know most editors get a flat rate per video, but I would always motivate editors to look at different options. Like right now with the dog, you know, I have a flat rate, but I also have a percentage of the revenue of the YouTube channel, which incentivizes me to make the highest quality videos I can, because it's mutual beneficial all of a sudden. And I think if you're, especially in like, we're still in infancy stages of this whole, like our job didn't exist 5 years ago. So you can be creative in terms of, you know, asking for that compensation. I think it's always a very good idea, even if it's a very minimal percentage, to have a stake, to have some meat in the game. It's the best outcome for both parties in this sense.
All right, give me just a second. I have to bump your volume here a little bit because you're quite quiet, but it's in my PC. Can you say something now?
Hello?
Oh, I think that's better.
Okay.
That's very good. That's awesome that you can get like some revenue from the YouTube as well, but I guess that's not from all the content creators, right? You need to be some like really fucking big on stream and do really well.
Yeah, from the editors I've heard that have tried to get percentage deals, it's normally a flop. Like lots of YouTubers can get pretty stingy about it, but there are also loads that kind of do understand and will talk to you about it. And percentage deals are honestly like the best way to go when you're editing for someone. So.
Wait, is going on something with my mic, guys? Hello?
It's good now.
Now you cut out like 5 seconds. You're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mic is fine. All right. Fine.
Hey, Thiago, you're doing great. Don't worry.
Thank you. Oh my god. My hand's sweating, dude. My fucking bald spot is sweating as well, dude. Insane.
You got a bald spot? What?
No, I think it's starting.
Don't show it. Switch to your last one.
Can you take it off?
No. No. I mean, if I take my hat off and turn off the light and show you, you're not gonna see anything, dude. But if I turn it on the light, then it's like an X-ray. You know what I mean? You're gonna fucking see everything, dude. Anyways, that's not. We're talking about money, okay, dude? Leave the bot spot. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have like any more stuff to say about when it comes to money and shit? Like,
pay your taxes, man. I mean, the taxes are they're the sneaky mistress. Like, last year, boom, that hits hard. Yeah, so make sure you keep your finances in order. It's really important because sometimes you forget about it because you're editing 12 hours a day, and after that you just want to go drinking or you want to go to bed or whatever. But keep your invoices clean and keep them archived. Else the tax man's gonna get you.
Do you have like someone that helps you out with that?
Yeah. I could do it myself because I do have a background in economics, obviously. But yeah, it's for me. I just like to outsource that to someone that actually knows all the loopholes.
So
the legal loopholes.
Okay, I will DM you later. All right.
All right. Also, as far as like talking about rates with clients, I think you have a bigger chance of getting a revenue split if you're like just starting out with a client, like because you're building up that whole channel with someone and you're there for the entire time, so there's an incentive of you're gonna grow, and like it's gonna pay off more the more you work with them. So it's more like if you stick with me, then like we can both succeed together. It's that type of mentality.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you guys like freak out for having like multiple clients, like working at multiple clients at almost the same time? Imagine you have to do like 2 videos in this week, and it's different content creators. One is League, the other one is like, let's say, Call of Duty. How's the styles? Isn't that gonna like interfere with you, or how does it work?
Personally,
you feel stress?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty stressful, but it's also just it really comes down to time management, and you have to figure out like what you're comfortable with in your schedule. So like if you take on too much work, then like you'll know when you're taking on too much work if you're, for example, like missing deadlines. But as far as like your editing style, like I think a lot of people just want to see that style in specific, like unless there is like a template they have to go off of on this is how things should be edited. But like for the most part, like at least for my clients, they really want to see like my editing, so like I just do what I usually do pretty much.
Yeah,
so it never really does like actually interfere.
So is it possible to work as full-time editor as like allied streamers? Being a light streamer editor, is it possible to live full-time doing this?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
But put a lot of hours in it.
Wow, yeah.
You just, when you get a client, you can't be like, okay, I can live full time off it. You need to make sure you can actually live full time off it and get the amount of clients you need and budget it correctly. Because if you're just like, yeah, I finally got a client, I'm finally an editor, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, like I like to dedicate myself to one brand, like to really like explore that realm and focus on one kind of creative vision. I really hate like diversing my top. Like I'm super happy that I can just work for the dog and live off that full time. And I think that's the only reason why I quit Riot Games, because I knew I got the dog gig and I knew that would be enough to sustain myself for the relatively long term.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I also would get too chaotic in my head as well. Like I'm not, yeah.
But you still, I believe that you still like stress as fuck while editing for him, right? Because you still have to keep that high content.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
New
And I think also,
and stuff, no?
It's also, we keep using the term highlight editor, but like we're not editors. We're fucking channel managers. We need to know about SEO. We need to know how to design a thumbnail. So we're graphic designers. We do sound design. We do all these different things. So like I think most editors, they undersell themselves as just an editor, but I think we have to like rethink of that term and like just call ourselves like channel managers, because we have this wide range of tasks that in any traditional company, if you will now go to Riot Games, there's a full team that's just focused on gameplay capturing, and they do an amazing job, but that's their only job. And then you have people that just focus on sound design. And these, these up and coming kids, they're already great editors. They do all these different things, and they don't actually know how valuable they are and how talented they are, and how much they should be getting all the monies and all the praise. But I feel in general right now, because the industry is in such an infancy stage, a lot of these editors are getting underpaid. But I already see a lot of change happening, luckily. But yeah, it breaks my heart when someone gets $20 for a video. That's just a no-go.
Yeah. I'm kind of the opposite with Peace, the diversity thing. Like, Peace loves to have the one client, Dr. Disrespect. I personally think it's actually better to have multiple, because I like being creative, but just editing one person can actually really grind in my brain, hearing the same voice over and over and over again every single day. And doing that actually slows my workflow, because I get really annoyed. And but if you really like the person that you're editing for, like super really like them, then yeah, doing videos for them every day and all the time is fine. But I think it is okay to have multiple. You just need to make sure that you spend enough time on all of them to make sure like you keep on top of everybody and keep them happy with the work you're producing too.
Jhinxx, do you do as well like thumbnails and stuff like that? Any channel management, or is just editing now?
I make Emeru's I'm not the best thumbnail designer. Thumbnails are actually kind of hard to do, like really super good ones. I make Emeru's thumbnails, but I actually don't do any channel management. The people I edit for prefer to upload it themselves, and I kind of like it that way too. Channel management is actually also really hard in itself. I find it actually really stressful to press the upload button. Like, so much can go wrong. That's why I feel like it is important for people to have a channel manager and then an editor on the side, because there's so much that could go wrong. But like, if you want to be a channel manager as well as an editor, I feel like you should bump up your price, because those two things are totally different.
Yeah, you deal with a lot of stuff.
And even after you hit that upload button, you're still kind of stressed, because that first half hour you're just gonna be stalking the comments, or at least that's what I do. Like, maybe even the hour after I click up, you're just sitting there like refreshing the comments page, because maybe you fucked up at the 4-minute timestamp or whatever, and then you get that one comment like, I didn't like this video as much as the last video, and then like you die a little bit inside.
What was like the meanest comment you ever had when it comes to
someone compared me to this other editor, Enigma.
What?
I was like, that's fucking shit.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. No, like for real, like a comment that
I'll take about it. I'll take Kina, Jhinxx, you guys take this. I'll have to think. I don't remember.
Well, you guys never got anything negative? That you guys look
no,
at, this guy's a fucking idiot, you know something?
Like, every time I get a negative one, it hurts and hits way harder than a positive one. And I do take criticism well. Like, I will listen and be like, okay, you might have a point, but it still really, really hurts. But like, you do need to take that criticism and just move on. And you know, sometimes they make a point, sometimes they don't. But just if someone says something bad, then just be like, you know nothing about editing, it doesn't matter, I'll just do me.
Yeah. What about you, Kina? You ever got like a comment that you got pissed at?
I think one of the meanest ones I got was like a pretty long time ago. I think it said like, where did this guy learn to edit? And like, there's just a really big render bug in a video where like, I was using a plugin and it just zoomed in like off the screen, and the whole screen just like turned black, and that happened like every time I use that plugin.
Oh shit.
So like, when I looked through the video, I was like, oh fuck. Like that's like, it goes back to that whole like, you're scared of pressing the publish button because you get that anxiety of like, what if the video's like really bad? And that was the case where the video was actually like really bad, and that happened like maybe like once or twice. But it was also just like on my part, because I didn't really watch through the whole video. It was just like, I really needed to get it up by like this certain time, and I just thought like, I hope this video is fine. And once I hit like public, like it wasn't. So I was like, fuck.
And then you cannot even take it down, right? Otherwise, people gonna start complaining and shit.
What I had to do is I had to take it down like just and then but like I had to upload like a fixed version like
Yeah.
ASAP. And
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the whole time I was just shitting my pants. I was like, fuck, there's like no way that let that happen. But doesn't really happen as much anymore, thankfully.
Going back to the money subject, is there any other ways you can get money besides just editing and managing, like when it comes to work with a content creator? Like for example, I know you can edit, but can you as well get paid for doing like other stuff? I don't know. I know Jhinxx is doing like but I know this is not for content creators, but she's doing like alerts for stream highlights and stuff.
Yeah, so in my show reel, you might see I do quite like a lot of motion design stuff, and
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing. So I see like a lot of streamers are into that kind of, I don't know, it's always good to have a side project when you're editing because it's good to have a creative release, or at least to do something else.
So that's
yeah,
like
I
just
make
a
money from
hobby
that.
then. It's a hobby. It's not something that you're gonna put a lot of hours into it. Your
No,
main
yeah.
Your main
And it's like passive income too, because it's
Okay.
like editing, you do like a week's worth of, well, or a few days, and then you get like a lump sum. It's nice to have that passive money just coming through.
I would say move on to the struggles now. How hard it is to find clients, you know, like how do you get recognized, for example? Or do you send an email? Do we tweet? Do you
Wait. Enigma.
Yeah.
Thiago, first I wanna backpedal a little bit. Sorry, I just threw you that roast. I think you're a great editor and an even better person. All right.
Okay.
But to answer your question, it's I'm not the right person to ask that question. I had some street credit from the YouTube days, so it's always very easy to get those clients. But yeah, to put myself in the shoes of someone that is just up and coming, the only advice I can give, like, be professional. Like the way you write your emails, the way you send your messages, be timely, be consistent, and be nice and professional. That's all you can do. If I like, sometimes I have to outsource an edit, and like the really thing that it's like a red flag is when someone just like uses smileys everywhere. I'm like, I know you're younger, but like it's good to have some level of professionalism in there. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Pigeon.
Hey, no worries, Thiago. And again, sorry.
He feels bad. That's why.
No, I did.
Sorry.
It's the guilt.
Okay. Well, moving on then.
No, they have to answer the.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I thought you were gonna go to another question, but Jhinxx and Kina might have different struggles.
Yeah. Okay.
Like just in general.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one would be, there's at least a lot of clients that I get. Sometimes they're just like, I need this done in the next like 5 hours, and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I could do that. And then like I turn in a product, and they're like, how come it's not as good as this one? And it's like, well, you gave me a short ass deadline, dude. Like you have to like a lot. I don't think like a lot of I don't think a lot of clients. I mean, most of them. Well, not most of them. I think it's more of like a biased answer, but like there's a general population of clients that just don't know much about editing, or they just don't do editing at all. And then they say like, I want it by this time, and then they expect it to be that good when like the previous project was like, they gave me, for example, like they give you like a whole day, and then the next time they're like, I need this like ASAP, and then you give them the video ASAP, and just like, it wasn't as good as this one. And then like they just have a struggle like understanding that like there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of like cuts that we do for a reason, there's a lot of zoom-ins we do for a reason, like we try to attract, like there's a lot of things you can only cram in for like the short deadline that you have. And I don't think a lot of people that I ran to like understand that.
Yeah, we need time to do good things, otherwise we're just gonna rush it.
Yeah. And then when you get the rush product, then like they get upset, and like it's like, why are you complaining? Like like you know what time you gave it to me, and you know how much time I was given on this.
But I think that's our challenge as editors. Like we have to figure out a way to communicate appropriately with these parties because they don't know how much time an edit costs. And we can say, oh, this costs 8 or 10 hours. But if there's better ways for them to understand what the workflow looks like unfortunately that's our responsibility to communicate that in an appropriate way. And I'm sure like that's a doable thing unless you're dealing with a really asshole client, which sometimes unfortunately is the case.
So you guys talking about the deadlines? How do you work, Jhinxx, then with deadlines? Do you have like with the content creators you are working now? How much time they give you, and how long is the content?
So I feel like I might be a little bit of an exception because my client Emaru, she literally lets me do whatever I want. She doesn't care about deadlines because Emaru is a channel that I use for creative freedom, and whenever I'm free to do a video, I do a video for her. But for someone like Rostrils gives me a week to do an edit, and I need that whole week because his videos are incredibly intensive on effects and on my PC. My PC cannot handle the amount of work I need to do for him in After Effects and in Premiere, so it takes me a week for him. And Lily also takes me a long time because I'm not like Kina. Kina says he's got like a few hours to rush and edit, and that's what his clients want. Well, my clients, they're like, you have to make this video super duper good, and you have these like 2 or 3 days. Like I can do it, and I like the fact that I have longer deadlines compared to I feel like other editors. But it is stressful because you kind of feel like in one day you're like, here's the product, okay, give me the changes, blah blah blah, and then I get 3 days to do it. I'm like, oh my god, I have to make this so good to make it worth the time for these people, like to give me that time. But yeah, deadlines can be hard and it is stressful, but yeah, that's how I work.
Is it like some of the content like 10 hours and you gotta go through the 10 hours and see what's
oh my god,
or how do you do it?
Clipping is the worst thing in the world. Like I've clipped like 10-hour VODs and I've had to take a whole day just to clip. And that's what I mean with diversifying. If you have to work for someone and clip video, like 10-hour videos, then I'm so sorry because that really sucks. But the way I normally do it is like, I have one monitor, I clip the video and I watch it in 2 times speed, and then the other monitor I have like a movie running, so it's just on my peripheral vision, so I'm kind of at least entertained a little bit. But yeah, clipping videos is takes a lot of time.
What do you mean with clipping? Like you watch the VOD and you clip, or
yeah,
don't
so
you just download the entire thing?
Yeah, I download the whole VOD, I put it all in the timeline, and I watch it all at 2 times speed. When something good happens, I slow it down, I take that bit, and then I make the video.
How does it work for Dog Pigeon?
It's the same thing, man. Like, clipping is definitely the worst part of the job. I wake up in the morning, download the entire VOD, 30 gigs, data, put it in timeline, preview, run out of shit, takes 2 hours. But then, don't want to brag here, Jhinxx, but I actually watch ×4 speed. So suck on that.
Well, it depends on who you're editing, because sometimes like with the doc, it's the action that you want. With lots of my videos, it's more like what they're actually saying and their personality. So I actually need to hear what they're talking about because that's a really big part of the videos I make. But yeah, I guess it depends.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Like, PUBG games or Escape of Tarkov now, there's a lot of dead moments, and I have Doc renders it separately for me, so I can see his vocal track. So I can exactly see already, okay, he's not talking for 10 minutes, so now I'm gonna watch ×8 speed. And then, last time he was streaming for 24 hours, I can do that. I can watch those in 8 hours about, yeah. But it's definitely sucks clipping and scrubbing through footage.
Wait, but Kina, you do for YouTubers, right? So your content is slightly different?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but I still also work with like a lot of streamers. So the method that I do, I know you guys do 4 times speed, 8 times speed. What I personally do is say the game is like League of Legends, I try to skip through like a lot of chunks in the video, or I pay attention to the waveform. So if it just spikes up, then you can tell when they're screaming or not. What I also do is I usually a lot of clients that I run into, say like they're pro players or they have like a really good game, I try to focus on that really good game, and then there's like other bits in the video that I find through the scrubbing. Like I don't play it on 8 times speed, I don't play it on 4 times speed. It's just 1 time speed, but it's just like I just jump through a lot, and I try to pick out the best games possible. So if there's like a really high score, then I cut out that whole section and then put it into the front of the timeline. And if there's another good game, then I cut that section and I put it to the front of the game. But I could see like there's some problems with it, but I think one of the problems with it is that you don't get to see everything, but you at least like get the games that you need to make sure like it's you get like the highlighted games that you need, and that's what like
is that what you guys struggle the most, like finding the what's going on and then edit that, or do you guys have other thing related to editing that you guys struggle, like for example, I don't know, motion design, something like that, motion, like the text and shit, or sound, you know, what do you guys struggle the most doing it?
Sound sucks. If you want to do revenue share, you have to make sure you actually watch the streamer first, because loads of streamers like to blare out copyrighted music. You are not going to get a single dime out of that video because it's going to get instantly copyright claimed. So I have a lot of struggles with a few streamers that have played their music so loud it's impossible to cut it out and still make a good video, or you can't overlay music on top because it sounds horrible. So you kind of just have to stick with the fact you're not going to make any money on that video. So you got to make sure it's worth for the streamer that you're editing for.
Yeah, I think that was definitely my first challenge when I started editing for the doc, because music is such a huge part of Doc's realm and Doc's world. So the first 2 months, I was just sending emails to all these different synthwave labels, and at this time, we signed and have agreements with over 13 labels and over 60 artists. So now I have this like library of music with over 6,000 synthwave songs that I can freely use and monetize.
That's
and
awesome.
but that's like, don't be afraid to reach out to artists, because most artists are quite receptive and they say like, make sure you just credit me in the video as opposed to just in the description. But like artists are very, very open, I'd say. Labels not so much, but like artists themselves,
Yeah, find yourself a good lo-fi artist.
What about you, you know? Is
personally, as far as like I'm talking about like is it just music in general?
I mean, in editing in general, like what you hate the most, you know, or struggle. Like you were mentioning before, the clipping. Is that the only thing that you don't like doing it, or there's anything? Something else?
I used to like not really. I mean, like I don't think anyone really likes clipping and having to go through 6-hour VODs, but like I mean, we had to do it anyway. But I think that's like one of the more annoying bits. But as far as like for music for me, that's when, say like they're playing music, I try to do quick and fast cuts. So like say if they're playing like, I don't know, like Justin Bieber or something in the background, I try to like make sure that clip itself is like maybe like 10 or 15 seconds just to be extra safe. And then like if I'm trying to use my own music, instead of like getting approval for others, I get a music license. So like Monster Cat, Epidemic Sound, Jingle Punks, you'd purchase that subscription for that service, and then you can use their entire library of like, I don't know how many songs, but there's like a whole library that you can use. There's also a really big library that you can use on YouTube, which is the YouTube audio library. They can find like a lot of genres and stuff just to match like the music that you're looking for. You know, hashtag ad.
Wait, but how does it work then with, for example, Monster Cat? Don't you have to like still credit the person at the end of the video?
Personally, I don't really know what it is. Like, I haven't run into any issues with it. Maybe I might be doing it wrong. Maybe I am, but it's. I think you can buy the license and you authorize it with your channel on their site, and then
also you link. Okay.
Yeah.
So Monster Cat specifically, they do offer free contracts if you're a big enough streamer, and the only thing you have to do is withhold a certain format. So if you have a specific format, like, okay, you have to give a link to the purchase links, you have to put Monster Cat release in brackets after it, so they have a very specific way of doing it.
Yeah, there's specific formats for it too, but also some MCNs, like multi-channel networks, they also can offer that too. I don't know which one's specific, but I think Full Screen offers like a free license.
Shit him around.
Yeah, shit him around.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I miss him.
If you're sorry, I just want to help with the music thing. If you're an editor and you wanna use an anime track as just like a piece of music you want to put in, so a lot of it doesn't actually get flagged as copyrighted, but a lot of it does. And I actually really like this from YouTube now. So check the track is copyrighted just by opening the description, and it will say if the video has been copyright claimed by music. So stuff like Attack on Titan is copyrighted, but Naruto isn't. So it's like that's a good way if you're an editor to check if the track you're using is safe.
Oh yeah, that's also really smart. Like it's under the description, like at the very bottom.
You can
see
open
like
it
the
up.
title in it. Yeah.
How do you guys deal then with motivation to keep editing and stuff? Because I guess it goes to a point where I know that you look at it as a job, but you still like lose motivation sometimes because it's really time consuming and it's a lot of hours on the PC too. How do you guys deal with your own motivation?
For motivation, I think that this is probably useful to have like a lot of hobbies, so you can like you're working that much like in. Personally, for me, like I really like my car and I like spending money on that.
I saw you drifting and shit, dude.
Yeah, that was
insane, dude.
Yeah, thanks. But I like buying a lot of parts for it just to have fun with it. So when I'm grinding on a video, I can afford this if I work this much, or like I try to keep a goal to keep myself motivated so I can get to like that certain thing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What about you, Pigeon? You have
I think I mean, it's tough one. Like a lot of people ask me that question. I think I'm a special kind of like spectrum. Like I can really easily focus 12 hours on a day, and like it doesn't bother me at all, and I'll be motivated the next day. But I think in general, it's you have to be a type of person to do this kind of job. And I don't know what characteristics make that kind of person. But I do try to keep a really healthy rhythm with plenty of distractions, because it's really easy, and it's the nature of any freelancing job to just work and then burn out. But like I'll try to go to the gym at 3 p.m. And then at 5 p.m. I'll have my yogurt with muesli or some shit.
Specific, bro. I fucking love it.
Hey, this is life with editor. But just keep yourself busy. And Dublin is an amazing city, so there's always something to do. If I want to go out on a Monday, I can go out on a Monday. I live with my best friend, so that's also a really nice distraction to have. But yeah, sometimes it's tough. Don't make editing your life. Keep try to have edit to be your passion, and then with some diversity, you'll be fine.
Yeah, managing time, right?
But it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost. But yeah, if you have yogurt in the fridge, it's gonna be okay.
I don't have any in my fridge. I think I'm kind of fucked.
Get that fuck out of here, man.
What about you, Jhinxx?
So, I've wanted to quit editing so many times. There have been so many times I've run out of steam and I've run out of motivation. I take maybe, this sounds long, but 2 weeks, maybe a month break. I've done that before, and then I came back and I was like, oh Jesus, I'm so full of ideas. That I know that's a long time for someone new. You kind of don't want to do that. You want to keep grinding. So I feel like what you should do is have a clear goal in mind of what you actually want to get out of editing. So if it's money, make sure that you're actually getting the money that you want through what you're doing, and then you're going to be motivated to keep working to get that money. And if it's clout, just work toward that goal and you would be motivated to work that goal. If you're just editing because you're editing and you don't know what else to do, then you're clearly gonna be like, what the hell am I doing? I don't want to do this anymore. You just need to make sure you have a clear goal and what you want to do.
I forgot to mention to everyone watching, you guys can put in the chats commission point Kina, commission point Jhinxx, and PeacePigeon, and you guys can check it out what they are doing, their Twitter and their Twitch.
No, Tiago, your chat is trash, man. They keep misspelling my name. I mean, they keep misspelling Kina's name as well. They're 4 fucking letters. Come on.
Dude, I'm not lying. When I was typing your name, I was fucking up as well. Dude, it's so, I don't know, man. Mine fucked when I was writing your name with PeacePigeon. I switched letters, man. I don't know.
It's okay.
It's some. What about because what about your family? Is your family on the beginning when you decided to be to do this? Were they okay? Were they supportive? Or what's up with that? Because I remember when I was doing this, I was saying, oh, mom, I'm getting a little bit and shit, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't really quite understand what I was doing on the internet, and even my grandma is worse, dude. My grandma thought that I was just showing my butt online. That's what she told me. She was like, are you showing your butt online, dude? It was funny. Anyways, what about your family? Was they okay with it? They were supportive, or not supportive? I mean, if you guys are not comfortable talking with that, that's fine.
Personally, my parents, they were a little supportive of it at first. And then they're like, oh, that's really cool, you should probably stay in school though, stay focused, make sure you get like a good job and stuff. And I'm just like, that's crazy, man. And then I just worked a little bit more till I was self-sustainable, and then I showed them that I can make this a living, and they're very for it. They noticed that this makes you happy, that's really cool. And if it makes you happy, then that's all you really need. And then I'm really thankful that they're completely supportive of that. Like, I used to be in a community college because I'm too stupid for actual university. But when I was going to community college, I think I dropped out after 2 weeks. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do editing. And they're like, okay, if it makes you happy, then you can try it out. And then eventually just it's working out right now.
Oh, so they were supportive. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you, Pigeon?
What was the
question?
You
old, you don't count.
Boomer.
Yeah, I'm reading now a question. I think that was related from Gonzoism, if I pronounced it correctly. I think that's that's what it all comes out. My parents were very supportive, luckily, but I also had a degree in economics, so I always had this backup plan. Mm-hmm. But I think this whole job that now we're all trying to figure out. We're kind of, all these editors are kind of in this together. I definitely think it's sustainable because you get this great skill set. It's not just the editing. You also learn how to communicate, and you're not just you're talking to clients that are literally making millions a year. It's crazy to fathom, but in that journey you do get a level of professionalism which definitely will be useful in more traditional and professional industries. So as long as you're serious about it, any passion, I think you can find ways to monetize that in the long term. But it definitely requires a level of discipline that comes with any job. But if you're just laid back, fuck it, I'm going to bed every night at 5 a.m. No discipline, no rhythm. I think that's a red flag for me, at least. You do have to stay organized, and don't let the chaos win.
Hey, it's 10 a.m. for Kina. He didn't went to bed yet. What do you have to say about that?
I'm fucking tired.
Wait, Jack, how old are you?
Oh no, dude, no. I'm older than you.
It's when you try to figure out the age of a tree, you cut a tree in half and then you count the rings. I feel if you take off your hat, Now you're a lovely man. You're a good-looking fella. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, man. You too, dude.
Okay. You don't even know what I look like. I actually do.
Did you post pictures of you on Twitter, dude?
I do all the time.
Okay. Well, chat, you can check it out. How is it?
But quick
how it
shout out,
looks.
I started an Instagram yesterday. Gonna plug it real quick.
Oh shit! I mean, wait, Kina, I think I gave you your Instagram as well. Because
Is it there?
I think so. You can see
feast
Kina
your eyes-
drifting.
feast your eyes on this.
You can see Kina drifting.
Wait, where am I? I don't see it.
Oh, it's not in the chat.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Oh,
There
it is the second link.
Hell
I was.
hell yeah.
I have another question. Would you guys wish that you guys had like an office? Because I don't know if you guys live alone or not. But you know, would you guys wish to have an office just, you know, so you can say, okay, I'm going to work, or I have to wake up early to go. Like, you know what I mean? Have like the, let's say, normal routine instead of like waking up and then, you know, go straight to the PC. Do you guys think that kind of influence a little bit your mental health?
For me, when I worked mainly and exclusively with FaZe Clan, I had to commute to an office, and I had to commute for like maybe like an hour and a half every day. But the office was very productive, and like it made you feel like you had to be doing something, which I mean you were, but like it pushed you more, and like I'm here for a reason, like I'm here to, you know, work, and it for some people it's for them. For me, it wasn't really for me. I just liked being more comfortable, and like being comfortable, you also have to like manage your time. I'm just like, I'm in my own home, like I'm in the comfort of my own home, and for editing, like you don't really need like a 9-to-5 job, at least for this type of stuff. Like it's more like on like just have the video by this, or like have the video by this day, and they don't really like enforce on like what times you should be working. But as long as the video is like ready by the deadline, and for me, like I'm comfortable when I'm working from home, so like I personally don't really like being in an office.
Okay. Well, what about you guys, Jhinxx and Pigeon?
I would hate. Well, I would love to be around other people working. I feel like that would motivate me a lot. But at the same time, like the reason why I kind of became an editor is because I'm incredibly anxious and I'm not good around other people. So being in my room, it just like it feels comfortable, and it's nice to know that after 24 hours working, like sometimes I have to do 24-hour edits, I can just like turn around and just slump into bed, and like that's it. It just feels like I can do whatever I want in my room and not have to worry so much. Like an office is cool and you can make it look nice, and it would be nice to be around friends, but like I have a I have like a supplement for that, with like I have a Discord of my editor buddies, and sometimes I just sit and call when we all edit together. Like we don't speak, we just edit, and it kind of feels like an office in that sense, kind of.
Is it like your own private Discord then?
Yeah, of my friends, and like, you know, sometimes we're like, hey, how you doing? How's this edit doing? You know, like you're still communicating with other editors, and like you feel like you're working, and it's kind of an office because it feels business related. It's kind of nice. I kind of recommend actually other people to do that. It is really motivational, and like, you know, if you ever have a problem, you're just like, hey, like how do I do this, instead of stressing yourself out about stuff. So yeah.
Pigeon, my man, you're full of motivation now. Like, you don't need any office, dude. Where do you
I'm not
work?
gonna waste
You
any
work
money
on the toilet or
on
on the living room, dude?
Listen, I have the kitchen to my right. I got my boy Lewis to my left. Plenty of space. It's all, yeah. It's working from an office wouldn't be sustainable for me anyway. Like normally, most days I'm done at 6-7 p.m. But you know, time zones are a thing for some reason. So like a lot of times there's requests coming in at like 9-10 p.m. my time, or like, you know, one time I uploaded a video, there was a really bad mistake in it that could have been, you know, I'm not gonna go deeper in that, but like it's yeah, then at 2 a.m. you get a call and you have to change stuff. So that's unfortunate. But most of the time, most of the days, I'm pretty disciplined, and just you know, 10 a.m. start, 7 p.m. some days 8-9 p.m. Finished, and I'm super happy to work from home.
Wow, that's good. So no one needs an office then. You guys are all comfortable with those rooms you guys have and stuff.
Like I do know some editors do have offices nowadays. So we are yeah, it is a trend that's happening. But
what's like the positive thing about working with big clients besides the money, of course?
I guess like the aside from money,
is it like the
I guess,
communication? You know, like you talking. I don't know if you talk with the person, you know, privately, or if you talk with
yeah,
someone. With
everyone
the
I
manager.
work with, I work with what's the word?
The manager?
Just one. No, the client. I work with them like specifically them like one on one.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I spaced out. What was the question?
Nah, is that positive? do you guys have like a good relationship?
Yeah, I try to keep a good relationship with a lot of my clients. What was the rest of it though? Like the question of the. Wait, is it?
It was. What's positive? To
Kina
work
is
with...
baked, boys.
What's positive to work with people?
It's just that. Okay, sorry.
It's alright.
It's just cool because you have this relationship and you're going with someone that loves like entertaining people, and you're entertaining people with them, and you guys can get along. And for example, like I get along with Rug pretty well, and then we just like have casual conversations rather than just having to go works with a like an actual company and they just like assign things like, oh, okay, like they said this, by the way, or like personally I like hearing from the client themselves like this video is amazing, and I think it's a really big positive.
Okay, so it's more like it's not like a professional call or, you know, professional text. You're just talking like it was almost a friend, right? It's
I think the last video he said, I think he just texted me and he just put like a fire emoji when I sent it in.
Aw.
Yeah.
Did you ever met him in real life?
Yeah, there's like maybe like 1 or 2 photos of us together, but I went to his house a few times, and then I was with him a lot during last TwitchCon.
What about you, PG?
I've never received a fire emote from the doc. And it hurts, man. No, we like, so Guy and I were our relationship is strictly professional. Like, we're all friendly, but it's it's very and I like it that way. Like, I don't, you know, we live too far away to become friends, and also
time zones.
I think it's better for the long term to just, you know, keep those things professionally. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jhinxx? Anything positive from big clients?
Yeah. I think all editors like numbers, like to see numbers. So if you edit for big clients, you're gonna get more views on your video, and it feels good. The self-validation is nice, and it is motivating. A lot of my clients I haven't actually talked to a lot, but I'm friendly with them. I know Ross Straws isn't a streamer, and I don't exactly do highlights, but he is the most sweetest, validating man on this planet. Like, the amount of love that he gives me after a video is insane, and like,
that's awesome.
I'm not extremely professional with him.
Damn,
well, I am professional, not in that way.
I feel bad
like...
for Pigeon, man.
Yeah.
No, I do want to say, Jhinxx, like that acknowledgement. I do like Doc does give the acknowledgement occasionally, and it's so important because at the end of the day, like, we're putting our hearts in these videos, and I think everyone, when you make something creative, it's an incredibly insecure process. Like, even if you're confident about it, you never know how it's gonna land. And to get that acknowledgement from your clients, even if it's just a little fire emote or, you know, whatever, it's like, just like, oh, that was a great video. Like, that's the best thing, like, for me.
Mm-hmm. I do have to point out though, like, if you're editing for a big client because you want clout from that client, do not, because it's most likely you're not going to get it. Don't edit for someone just because they have a lot of followers on Twitter to think that you're also going to get a lot of followers from it. It really doesn't work like that. Edit for a big client because you like them and admire them and you enjoy working for them. Yeah, that's just a tip.
Do you think that's do you think that's like a bad thing? To like, do you think that's a bad thing to like want to, you know, because you're getting paid already, right? What do you think about people that, you know, maybe tweet or always trying to get the content creator itself to like retweet your stuff, your personal stuff. Is that bad?
I feel like it's kind of bad to push it onto the person. Like if you're really friendly with them and it's just like it's like a nice, I don't think you should expect anything from the person that you're working with. Just like you shouldn't expect anything from a friend. Like if it happens naturally, but like you shouldn't expect them to help you like get a boost in followers just from retweeting a tweet. Like if they like the tweet and they retweet it, then that's nice and natural part of your relationship. But if you start like asking them like informally to do stuff for you, I feel like that's kind of maybe a break in, I don't know, in contract or in professionalism to just edit for that person because you want them to retweet stuff for you. I feel like that's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, do you guys have anything that you would like to say?
I think again, like I'm in a bit of a unique position here because, like everything I do is to create brand value for the dog, and I don't want my name to be like. Obviously, we're going under the code of Alex, and that also has a certain reason for it because we want to keep up the mystique of Doc's world and his his environment and his vision. So there's no place for like trying to do this whole exposure thing. And I'm super happy. Like I love working behind the scenes. I've done my influencer YouTuber years, and that was just too stressful for me as a person. And now I really like to be part of something bigger and help someone like get someone's visions to life, so to say.
Okay. Do you guys have anything to say to like a new upcoming streamalites? No, content managers. I can say stream highlights. Pigeon gets upset.
Okay.
I'm joking, dude. No, like, do you guys have anything to say for people that like that want to start doing this? Like any advice, any tips, anything that you guys should, or you wish that you knew when you started?
I think for like a simple tip, it's like common sense, but like a lot of people like they do this just like for money. Like some people think like I'm just gonna make a lot of money and I'm just gonna edit videos when it really isn't their passion. Like if you don't really like it, then you shouldn't be doing it in general. Like people do it specifically for money, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if that's like your only drive and like you actually don't enjoy editing videos, then you're just not going to end up liking it in the long run, and that's maybe editing isn't really for you then.
Yeah, it's like you're forcing yourself at the end.
Yeah.
It's forcing yourself in like a hole, and like it's just not like the smartest thing.
I like to see it, as a content manager and as an editor, you're a conductor, and you're sitting in front of this like huge orchestra with all these different instruments. You got your sound design, you got your motion design, you got your cutting, clipping, all of these things, and you as the conductor are in this very unique position to create this beautiful symphony. And if you're listening right now and like, oh, why is he over romanticizing editing, then editing is probably not the thing for you to do. That's every time when I edit, that's how I feel. Like I can edit like a 30-second segment and watch it over and over and over again. I'm so happy with it, so satisfied, and fuels me to keep on going. And that's kind of that energy, that flow. That's something that really comes from the inside, and that's the passion that will make sure you're doing the right thing, and that you're happy doing. And that's something you really have to feel. Else it's going to be such a chore. Yeah. Else it's going to be too much of a chore to keep up, because it is hard work. We work a shit ton of hours. I think all of us, we work above the 40-hour mark.
I want to say something, but I'm scared I might offend people. But I just need to say it because it annoys me.
Spill it out.
So...
Go for it.
So, I've noticed new editors, the modern day editors, do not work as hard as the old generation editors did. So, like when I started, I learned everything by myself. But I feel like nowadays, because there are so many bigger editors out there, so many people who've made it, that newer editors are just like, let me just leech off to this editor. Like, let me take their style, let me take their assets, Like, I feel like you need to work hard. If you don't work hard, I feel like you shouldn't be doing this. Like Kina said, if you don't actually like do it and want to do it, then you shouldn't be doing it. Like, you shouldn't be thinking it's a quick and easy like cash grab. Let me just like take all these assets from this editor and just replicate what they've done, and then like from what they've achieved, if you know what I'm saying.
Wait,
like
yeah,
you
are you
should
talking
just
like about presets and stuff?
no, like presets is fine. Like everyone uses plugins, everyone uses presets. But I feel like the modern day editors now look up to the bigger editors and expect them to give them stuff in order to like quickly boost their way up the ranks. Like it doesn't work like that. If you're new, you gotta like work hard to get there, and you gotta struggle to get there. It's a journey, and that way you learn how to get better. You don't just start from 0 to 100, which I feel like a lot of newer editors feel like that's the case. It really isn't. But yeah, I feel like you just need to work hard. I don't know how else to put it like that.
No,
I agree. That's the journey. That journey is essential to becoming a great editor. And if you know, if you skip some of those steps, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. So I definitely agree. I don't think that's I don't think that's that much of a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
I do understand the anxiety of like saying something like that, but it's like you're totally right.
It's
so.
just I made a tweet once and it got a lot of hate from other editors because I said something about I get a lot of people actually messaging me for my assets, for my sound effects specifically, which I took a lot of time over this whole course of 3 years gathering
I see.
assets, and people just messaging me expecting me to give it to them and then cursing me, being like, well, you should have just given them to me. It's like, no, why don't you use your creativity and your time to go out and listen to stuff yourself, work hard, think creatively what sound effects can work for you, and then build your style based on that kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. I feel like I got a lot of hate for it, and I don't feel people really understood the point, but that was the point I was trying to make. I was like, editors are kind of babies and they expect things to be given to them by the other editors that have done their time. Like me and Kina have been around doing this for 4 years to get to this point. Like other editors can do it in shorter time because there's loads more clients out there that pay higher prices than they did back then. So there is loads more work, but I feel like there is less people actually willing to go through the hard process that this is. Like editing is not easy. It is long and it's hard, and you have to go through it.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff related with the assets and stuff, I guess if you give everything that you have, it's kind of giving a little bit yourself away, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's your uniqueness.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of hard saying that because it's on the internet, it's free, it's out there. It's like,
you just have to do your research, and that will always help you, so this way you can find your own style as well, right?
Of course, like we will always have, I don't know, I'll help. I'm sure these guys will like direct you. We will direct you into how to get better. We're not gonna give you everything to do it. That's on you. And if you can go through that, then you deserve to work for the higher paying clients. Like you deserve to get through that leap. Anyway.
No, it's fine. I know that I told you guys that this is gonna be like an hour and a half. I don't know if you guys are okay with having a few questions from the chat. Like
That's
more
fine.
like 10 minutes, is that fine?
That's fine with me.
Is it? Pigeon?
Now I'm giving the thumbs up, but I just realized I don't have a webcam on. So, but I was doing the thumbs
Bro. Okay. Well, chat, do you have any questions? You have a question?
Why people happy?
Oh, you've been writing the chat questions.
So like these are every people, and then you've got like ones I thought of like Jhinxx and like Pigeon, like from what they've said a little bit.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. You ask me one. No, or ask them one.
I don't. Oh fuck.
Anxiety.
I gotta listen. Wait.
No, just ask a question.
Wait, one that Jhinxx just talked about is quite important. So like, how did you make your style / find out what kind of editing is right for you?
How did you find
For
your
me?
style? I mean, from
Yeah,
everyone.
that was from Anira in chat.
Quick. Oh, okay. Quick. We try to reply quick so you guys can, you know. I don't want to take more time of you guys. I feel bad.
Nah, it's all
already.
good, man. It's all good.
I don't know
It's
about
Sunday,
you.
my dude. It's day of Jesus. Right? I'm chill.
Kina didn't went to sleep yet, man.
Dude, I'm fried.
You can go lay down. Lay down with the headset on.
He's going. Okay. Well, Kina went to sleep, guys.
And this is the segment where Thiago is singing Kina to sleep.
No.
Come on, man.
Alright, you guys then answer.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
guys,
I
how did
built
you guys
my
find your style then?
I literally did it through actually the people I've worked with. So every time I get a new client, I like learn new things.
Yeah.
So like Emaru, she's so cute and girly and anime like. So then I started to do like really cute and girly things. Like she loves Kirby. I've now got a lot of Kirby assets in my work that I use all the time because of her. And I feel like you have to do something brand new and creative with every client that you get. And then every time you do that, you kind of up your style a little bit more. So just by experimenting with different people is actually how I got my style. And there's a missing piece in the market. Like, I feel like because there's so many male editors, they are actually very scared of going girly and pink. So I feel like finding missing points in the editing community is a good thing to do too.
What about you, Pigeon?
I'm just wondering what Kina's streaming about right now. Is it that latest video Copilot tutorial? Hey, Kina! Wake up, man. Anyway,
are we done yet?
Your hair
No,
is
we're not.
insane, dude.
Okay. I gotta make my bed again.
You have such a sick hair.
Yeah, this
right?
is
Alright.
ridiculous.
Don't get
No, go
ideas.
make your
Don't
bed
start
for it.
trying to dye your hair like that.
Alright.
Thank God, because I didn't want him to hear this. The Duck has we have a very, we have what we call retrofuturism. So it's a very defined style. So it's really easy to adapt my editing style to kind of portray Doc's world. And when I was editing for myself, I don't know, I can't really describe my own style. I take a lot of inspiration from big movies. Like I like Quentin Tarantino, so he's like very music focused, and the way he uses music to amplify narrative. I like to do that a lot, and I like comedic timings of Wes Anderson, for example. So I try to mimic those kind of things. It's very subtle that makes a video likable or interesting to watch. It's all about flow for me.
Next question.
Next question.
Wait, I didn't
So
answer
this
yet.
was, I've started rewording Gonzo's question.
Where did you find your style? Or like
Where I found my style?
Yeah. Did you
damn,
just
bro,
come up with it, or
I just be copying people. I'm gonna be real. I'm just kidding. I get a lot of inspiration. Yeah, thanks, Father. I guess. I don't know.
Daddy.
I get a lot of all right, relax. I get a lot of inspiration from the videos I've watched. So a lot of for example, there's a lot of videos I watch with, like quick cuts, fast cuts, and music or audio has a lot to play with it. So I try to mess a lot with like the actual content. So like awkward timing or awkward moments, comedic timing. Like that's like the thing that I like to focus on most, because it amplifies whatever is in like the actual content and just like makes it that much more funnier. At least that's like what I like to go for. And then when I see, for example, like a lot of the short clip editors, like I know your community is mainly like a lot of like the short clip guys, but say like I don't know, for example, like a shake setting or something, and I think like how can I make that like look cooler, or like how can I improve that, or how can I make it more like me? Then I mess with those settings, and or if they like, I don't know, if they have like a project file, then maybe I'll just like buy it and then mess with like the amplitude or frequency or something, and just be like, this looks a lot better than how I pictured it or how it was in the video, and I just have my own preset, and then like that happens over time, and it's not just like a shake setting. If there's like something like, I don't know, like flicker or like some sort of blur or something, then I try to make it as much as mine as possible.
Okay. Fair enough. What next?
This was a question from Gonzo that I've kind of reworded because his question was quite deep, so I've like made it a little bit more lighthearted.
Okay.
So, do you guys struggle with self-esteem with your edits? Like, do you compare yourself to anyone else, or listen to criticism from audiences or not? Or are you quite confident with, you know what you can do?
Personally, I used to always take like what everyone had said, like what all the comments were, to heart. Like I always like take it personally, but eventually over time, you just, for me at least, like it doesn't hurt as much anymore. Where just like if they think that something's bad, then I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like I guess that part sucks, and then maybe I could have made that better. Whereas like I used to just like tilt me really bad. Like I used to get really fucking like anxious about like oh, that edit was so bad, like it just ruined my day. Where at least for now it's just like, yeah, that sucked, like I guess I'll just move on, make it better next time that comes around.
Jhinxx?
What was the question again?
What was the question again? Is it about taking good critics and stuff?
It was like self-esteem. So like, do you struggle with any self-esteem with your edit?
Oh yeah, I think I suck. But I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to think you're bad. Because if you get an ego... No, honestly. Because that motivates you to get better, okay? If you have an ego and you think you're a freaking god and your edits are actually really bad, then you're not going to improve, are you?
True.
But if you do get bad comments and if you do get criticism, you're only going to get better. And then people are actually going to see you improve. And then they're going to be like, wow, you're actually so good now because you listen to those people. Like, I think it is so important to take criticism and to actually act on it and not be like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, yeah, true, lots of times they don't, but sometimes there is one in there where they're like, you know, can you just turn down like the music a little bit? And then you're like, wow, that did so much difference. But yeah, I think thinking that you suck isn't a bad thing. It is a big motivation, and yeah.
Okay.
I think the beauty of getting older, and Enigma will know where I'm coming from. You just start giving less of a shit about everything.
Wait, I have that though. I actually have that.
I definitely like still insecure some, but I've now made over like 500 videos in the past few years, and it's important to listen. Like feedback is super important, and you can be confident in your edit, but at the end of the day, it's all about how does that edit resonate. So you have, like, if you stop listening, that's probably where, you know, you will stop becoming a good editor, in my opinion.
Okay, last question.
Oh my god, last question.
Yeah, because Kina has to go to sleep.
Okay, I had some questions.
It's actually fine though. It's actually chill.
I'm really enjoying
Is
it.
it? Okay, you guys, free time, or I don't want to take your time though. You know what I mean? Because
no, it's actually fine. Like it's chill. I don't care.
Wow, how much of the donations are we getting from today's stream?
I'm not getting.
What's the
Where's my
split?
share?
Okay.
Give us the revenue.
Okay, the revenue.
Like
4 subs.
What's up?
That's it. No, because I disabled. Dude, I disabled the alerts, man. Because so this way you can have a talk, you know.
Okay, so I've got a question for Jhinxx.
Give them 25%. That's like wow, £1 each, dude.
Okay, I've got a few individual questions I've just thought of, like, kind of throughout the stream. Please don't make me go back to So, Jhinxx, I can hear myself on the fucking stream.
Oh wait, Bobby has a good question. How do you manage your social life? Sorry, and how do you make time for yourself? It is a good question. Wasn't that in there?
No.
Okay.
She's been archiving questions all stream.
Dude,
structure.
Okay, she okay. You read it then.
No,
read
why
one.
not? I'm waiting. Look,
Okay,
I
now
want
I
to
feel
know.
bad. God damn it. All right, look. Bobbin said, "How do you manage your social life? How do you make time for yourself?" Because these are long hours on you know on a PC and stuff. Do you have social life?
No.
Nah, definitely not. But I try to go out as much as I can. Like, so I have a group of friends that I like to go out with. And then every time they try to plan something, I always try to like, they usually, I literally work throughout the night. So like, I don't wake up till super late. But if there's something that they plan on doing and then I want to go do that too, then I try to finish my work early so I can at least like get out of the house. Cause I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like being in a house for hours a day or in my room hours a day sitting in a chair. I like to at least like, you know, use my legs and go out and be active and stuff and just like go out and have fun. Like there's a whole world outside and like it's kind of like I just can't stay in like my room like forever. Like I have a roommate and then like sometimes when I get bored I just go out and annoy him for a little bit, then I just go back to editing.
Yeah. What about you, Jhinxx?
So I have zero social life. I haven't had a social life or real friends in years, which I mean, it sounds bad, but like I can't tell you how important it is to have a friend group that understands your workflow, that understands your work. Like to have other editor friends, I feel is so important because you can actually talk about edits with them and they're interested in it. So like if you don't have friends like me, go out and make some editing friends because they're all weirdos and losers. Like, well, not everyone's a loser. Some but they're interested in what you're interested in. Like I have like film nights and like I watch TV shows with them. I'm editing at the same time, but like they understand that, and I think that's like super important.
What about you, PeacePigeon? I know that you.
I didn't mean to call you guys losers. Sorry.
No, I just checked.
It's whatever though. Like,
but I bet that you get.
I'm a loser too. Okay.
I mean, you get still people online, right? Is that? But I know that's different than social life. But it's kind of the same thing as me. Like we barely have friends as well.
Well, we're starting to have friends.
Okay, but yeah. Yeah. It's. Anyways, what about you, Pigeon?
No, I just went to Mark Zuckerberg's website and I saw that I have 700 friends on Facebook. So I think it's pretty safe to say I have a social life. No, but I love man, I love going out and I love to drink. I love to dance. It's an essential part of how I can function the next day. So I need that energy when I'm sitting at home all day. I love it. I love the edit. I love the grind. I love finishing a product, uploading it, getting the feedback. But at the end of the day, every day I feel like, oh shit, I do that. Like I'm a very extroverted person, so I do need that energy from other people. So I do need to get out there and socialize.
Okay.
And do a little bit of the boogie.
What the fuck is that, man?
So boogie is dancing, man.
Is it...
Boogie.
The boogie.
We boogie how?
We boogie.
Okay, next.
Steve, does your friend next to you? Does he edit too?
Wait,
He's a.
What do you say?
I was asking if Peace's roommate is also an editor, or
He's
if
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a creative director for a company. He does, but he mainly fixes voiceovers. So he's a voice actor and he writes scripts. And yeah, he's a busy guy as well. But it's like we work in the same industry, so it's nice to bounce off ideas. And I just have to crack here, it's fun.
Oh, so wait, does he help you as well with some doc stuff if you have a question at all?
Yeah. Like in terms of giving feedback, we do definitely bounce off each other. Has he been involved in a specific project? I don't think so, but yeah, it definitely helps to have someone to just bounce off of. Bounce off of.
What's the next question?
This one's for Jhinxx. I've done like a few individual questions.
Okay.
So, my first one for Jhinxx. I hate to do this, but I think there's like an elephant in the room here. But do you think being a girl editor, you have struggled a little bit more potentially? Like, have you felt like there's been anything that you thought you were like, there was something different about it? Maybe just like connecting with people or finding people who are similar-minded who are girls?
I feel like it does go both ways. There are advantages because I'm a female. I can relate to female streamers and probably make videos that complement them a lot more being a female. So I feel like I'm advantageous that a female YouTuber would probably like a female editor. But also I don't know. I don't feel like I'm as respected. I don't want to say I should be respected, but I do feel like sometimes I've maybe been like left out in the editing scale or like just not respected because I'm a female, or maybe laughed at. I don't know. I don't know what other editors have like said, but I actually kind of feel like I have been kind of taken seriously. Like I do feel people put me as an editor before a girl first. So I mean, yes and no, I guess.
Do you have like other friends, girlfriends that are editors too, and you go along every day and stuff, or?
I know quite a few female editors. There are actually a few out there. Just none of them are as big. Like there are girls that do want to edit and do enjoy it. Just I feel like they're really struggling to hit the ceiling. Like I know a case of a girl that's been taken advantage of by another editor. They wanted to learn, and another editor took advantage of them because they just really wanted to learn. And I feel like that's just a one-off case. But it is really hard for other females to do this, I think.
Okay, last question.
Last question.
Last question.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 hours.
I don't know because people were having fun. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Speak for yourself.
Oh no, and please say one. It's a good one.
This is questions from the chat.
No, this is like no, 'cause not many people have like sending more questions.
Oh, no one has questions? Chat? Hello? If you guys have interesting questions, just okay. There we go.
Do it in a random one. Don't go. Okay,
No,
first question.
you fucking spending coins in it.
For fuck's sake,
There's so
first
many. Holy
question.
shit, bro. Wait, let me read.
What underwear you wearing? That's what it's saying.
Pigeon, you start.
Super dry. It's great quality.
Okay. Let's see.
3 for 2. They do a 3 for 2 deal this weekend. Sick.
Super dry. That's bougie.
Do you guys think
Yeah.
this is like taking the question from Marchify? Do you guys think that you're gonna still do the same thing in like 5 years or so? Do you think there's still like content creators you know, out there? Do you think that is gonna still continue doing this for people, or you think this can die, you know? Like, do you think that streamers can die eventually, and you know what? Or
I think for this field of work, there's always going to be people that need this service done. So I don't really see it going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I think there's 2 segments here. So when we're talking about, you know, you have your casuals, your casual stream highlight editors that like can always be done by low-paid staff, like still minimum wage, obviously. But then you have another level of editors that is so unique and they're so brand conscious that level of editing will definitely always be there. The others, I can imagine some kind of AI, especially in 5 years, where I can just look at chat activity, can look at interactions, can look at waveforms, and like just make easy edit compilations. I think something like that is already kind of out there, but it is kind of raw right now.
Scary.
But in 5 years, if you just edit, cut, paste, and clip, like I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore. I think there's going to be software that easily replaces that job. But if you go the extra level and like look at brand and try to tell interesting stories, complement the personality with your edits as opposed to take away from the personality, like those kind of levels of editing, I think that will always be, you know, I think. Also, you have to do 20 push-ups apparently. I don't know why.
Fuck, dude, no, dude. I'm not gonna do anything. No.
Do it now.
I need to fucking pee as well, dude.
Leave.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna piss
I might go
myself.
back to sleep.
Pee while you do your push-ups. Come on, multitask. Fuck. Give me one big push-up right now.
Okay. I think that's it. I'm not gonna do any push-ups. So, no. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to say for people out there? I'll probably put. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything to say?
I mean, I'm good.
You good, guys? Exclamation point Kina in the chat. Exclamation point Jhinxx and exclamation point PeacePigeon. You guys can always check it out what they are doing, and you guys can. Yeah. and you can as well, yeah, make sure that you follow. If you have any questions, you can always.
Yeah, I've always been, you know, contemplating starting to stream my editing process and just, you know, talk. But I you can follow me on Twitch. I think that's on the explanation point. But
follow
I'm
Jhinxx on
happy
stream. I don't know if Kina, are you gonna start streaming too?
Yeah, like, I probably should. This is the perfect time to plug it.
Yeah, guys, go ahead, follow them. I think you guys can put your names on. Yeah, Jhinxx is there. PeacePigeon. Yeah, they are VIPs. PeacePigeon, are you VIP in the chat?
let me see. Am I VIP? Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna start streaming. PeacePigeon, I know that PeacePigeon is gonna start streaming. Jhinxx streams.
I do.
Yes.
What?
I stream my editing.
Oh, I didn't know.
There we go.
Sometimes.
And you are doing like emotes, animations and stuff as well on stream now. Right?
Yeah, I do After Effects stuff. Like, I'm all the time, I'm open to people just coming and asking how to do stuff, and like, I'll show you. So yeah, if you ever have like any little simple questions, I can always answer it on stream.
Just don't ask her for sound effects.
Just yeah, I have actually been asked for my sound effects in my chat, and I am polite. I will send you to where you can get them from, but I will not just give you my sound effects. I'm sorry.
It's understandable. All right, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time to come in and talk about this. It was a really nice talk. This is actually the first time that I talk with you. Hopefully I can talk to you.
I'll have a webcam next time, okay guys? Stop crying about it.
Okay, man. That'll be actually great, dude. You know?
I'm not leaving before you do your push-ups though.
Yeah, with the push-ups.
I want to be part of this iconic.
He doesn't do his push-ups ever.
Then why is it there?
Yeah,
I do the push-ups.
No, you don't.
If you can't do the push-ups, can you at least take off the hat?
Jhinxx.
Get out of here, dude. Okay, push-up cities then. You talk with them. You talk with them.
I told them. Yay.
Can you put on some really like 80s?
Yeah. From like Rocky Balboa or something.
How many? Is it 20?
Hey guys.
I think it was 200 to be honest. Like.
Hi, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
You're a big fan?
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
Thanks. Hi guys.
Yeah.
Can I count in Portuguese?
No.
Mm-hmm.
We can't say
Can you do the push-up and clap and then?
Yes, do that. Push up, clap.
Yeah.
Push up, clap.
Wait,
Can you move it down? Can you move it down?
Can you 180 degrees? Can you turn around?
4, 5.
What's this count? It started.
Wait, what?
7.
What?
Those are good push-ups. Those are good. That's a good.
Dude,
push-up.
look at that form.
10,
Yeah, that's good form, man.
11, 12, 13,
Oh shit.
14. Yeah, keep going. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
This is what the editing
20.
lifestyle looks like, ladies.
Well done. Editor
Wow.
moves. Yes.
That's impressive.
Editor moves.
Push-ups and presets. That's what the editing lifestyle is all about.
Add some
No, don't leave me. Ah.
Alright guys, thank you so much again, Kina,
You've been
PeacePigeon,
amazing, guys.
and
Well done.
Jhinxx. I hope you guys have a great day, rest of the great weekend, and yeah, thank you so much guys.
Yeah, have a great day, man. It was good talking to you guys for the first time.
Yeah, that's fun.
No, not like I didn't enjoy talking to you, but we already talked before.
This is a treat. This is definitely a treat.
Alright guys, take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Alright, there we go, chat.